Oh, Now what do you want for Christmas, little boy?
I want to listen to Three Wise Radio.
Like, well, aren't you the coolest kid that shops at Target?
Why would you spend $200 on a tree?
He didn't got it for $80.
I know,
No,
but
I
like,
think it's a
in
deal.
the first place, why would you spend
Did you
$200
see
on a tree?
the Bros Christmas tree?
No. Dude, I haven't been there in a while.
Well, I'm talking about like on Snapchat and like
I don't follow
it's like
anyone.
almost 10 feet tall and
10 feet tall?
Well, not 10 feet. It's, what is like 8 feet, I guess?
8.5.
8.5. And they paid $35 for it in a real tree.
Was it a real tree?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's a deal because we spent like 60 to 70 when we would get trees, and I was there.
You know what real trees are good at doing?
Dying.
Catching fire.
Also,
That is true. Yeah.
And then you die. Also, they don't. Do you remember ever? I don't know if you've had a real tree, but you remember when we had that real tree, and then you try and at the end of it, you try and get rid of it. It's like, oh, all the needles are on the ground.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was
Perfect.
bad.
Thank goodness we don't have a dog. Oh wait, we do. Disgusting.
It's good to see to check out the fake tree. That's good stuff.
Yep, $20.
All right.
'Tis the season for Christmas, so all of this and making up our own movies to Christmas songs on today's show. Welcome to Three Wise Radio, a podcast where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, technology, the internet, and pretty much everything else media related. My name is Joe Greller. I am one of the Three Wise Guys. Joining me as usual are the other two Wise Guys, Garret Welker and Sam Pixley. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Joe.
Joe, we had our first snow of the winter.
And I hated it.
I
was
thought
wonderful.
I thought it was beautiful.
I did too.
Until, what did you say this morning? You said the scores
I said
are
that
in.
I liked it, and then I went out to take my dog for a walk, and it sucked.
Exactly.
So, but you know what? I'm still feeling it.
I want to stipulate. I finally became that old man who.
You're curmudgeon.
Yes.
I don't want to go outside.
But it's because I have to walk in it. When I was like driving it, so I'm like, I'll drive in it. It seems like a challenge. I'm gonna survive this.
You could take
but when I walk, I'm not so sure I'm gonna survive in it.
You could take a black car like the beautiful people.
I'm not that beautiful. I'm not beautiful enough for that.
Mr. Joe,
No,
can I get this door
tried.
for you?
I've tried. They kick me out of the car.
Damn.
They won't let me in.
Wow.
You know what's smart by them?
Speaking of beautiful people, though, our senior Christmas song correspondent, Dom Thomas, is with us this week. I thought you might like that little segment.
What an artist.
I was gonna try to throw something in there that was like special, but I couldn't think of a Christmas song on the fly. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all
I
right?
feel like this will be an easy one for you.
Oh yeah,
What makes you our senior Christmas song correspondent?
because I sing songs, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
cut and dry.
That's it, baby. I take care of business. I'm doing Christmas shows here and there. And
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to plug now. We can
Oh,
plug
yeah. Well,
later,
I
but
mean,
it's at the
if
beginning.
You
like
have
to,
a
I'll
show
be-
coming up?
Yeah, I'll be doing a show at Davenport's Piano Bar in Wicker Park here in Chicago on Thursday.
December-
What is that? December the
8th,
8th?
yeah.
At 8 o'clock. And it's going to be a Johnny Mathis Christmas holiday show, and it's going to be beautiful and featuring a good friend, Arlene Armstrong. Yes, I know
Nice.
her, yeah. So I just got here from New York, did a show there, did a show in L.A., and I got a show in St. Louis on December 22nd. Same Christmas, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard it before, but would you call this a world tour or a countrywide tour?
Technically,
world.
it is a countrywide tour. Now, I've been admitting that to myself because I've been to the 3 biggest cities in the country.
Is it the same show?
In the 3 cities, yes.
Okay,
It's
so
going to
this
be
is
different. St.
a
Louis,
national tour.
Yeah. So it's actually I hate saying it away because it's kind of like sounds pretentious.
Yeah, it's
but-
super pretentious.
But it's technically that. I flew from L.A., did the show there, to New York, did the show there.
And now you're
in
doing
Chicago.
what is essentially a futuristic or modern day radio spot for your show.
Yeah.
This is morning radio now, is
and
podcasting.
That's how
Wow.
it is. I'm living the dream, folks. And
Big
I was
fucking
on
deal.
I was on the pool. I was sitting by a pool on Tuesday last week in LA, and then I got here the first day it snowed in Chicago.
I'm so sorry.
I know the thing is, it's been wonderful, dude. Like when you said
Guys
you
are
didn't
all
like it,
delusional.
I've loved it so much because I'm gonna go back to LA, and people are gonna be complaining about it being 55 degrees, and I'm gonna be
Whoa.
That's definitely a thing.
People complain.
Dude,
Yes.
you have no,
Oh, yeah.
oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
What do they want? They want it colder?
Literally, and on top of that, all right, in the like near the end of the summer, since it's the desert, nighttime it gets down to around the 60s. early, like high 50s. In the
Sounds
daytime, it
beautiful.
could be like
Right.
high 80s to 70s area. And it could be 88 degrees outside. And people be like, oh my God, it's too hot to sit outside. I want to sit indoors. And then literally 3 hours later, it could be down to about 72 degrees. And people are like, oh my God, it's so cold outside. I don't want to sit indoors. Like, it's the absolute worst thing ever.
So what you're telling us is the promised land is full of pretentious people.
I never said
Did
that.
we,
LA
did
was
we
the
not
promised
know?
land, yeah.
Did we not know that? Well, it's the same thing as if you like go down to Arizona and you're like, it's hot down here, and people are like, it's only 101. Suck it
Yeah.
up. Like it's just what you're used
what
to.
you're accustomed to.
It's true. I've
It's a
gotten
spectrum.
I have now gotten people.
They pull out the coats, the bubble coats, in 60-degree weather. Not making that up.
sweating.
I'm not making it up. Literally, I'm walking around with the cut-off T-shirt and shorts on still.
It gives you a
And-
strategic advantage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So,
Moving
but
on
yeah,
to some
it's-
headlines now. First and foremost, Netflix is allowing you to download your favorite show and take it on the go. Now, I've only seen this available on certain episodes of certain shows so far.
They're
I've
rolling
binged
it out.
Yes.
Rolling it out.
It's about time.
But what does this mean for, one, not only people's social lives, because now you can not have to be connected to the internet. What does this mean for like movie rights and everything else? Because eventually you'll be able to download pretty much anything.
I feel like it won't be so much a download thing. It'll be kind of like how Spotify is. Spotify, you can essentially like save it for that you can use for online play. You know, like you're not actually downloading the file itself. You're just allowing it to be used when you're offline. So, I mean, I'm sure if you actually took the time to like filter through the code and everything, you could get the file itself. But like,
You heard it here first.
Well, yeah, but even technically with Spotify, it is you're downloading the songs and the material is within the app. So you're downloading it to the app, which is still on your phone. So you're getting that data, but you can't really like use it anywhere else. You know, you can't like move it somewhere.
Unless you're a smart guy. Which
Yeah.
if you're a smart guy, you're not using the Spotify app anyway. You've already taken whatever
exactly.
song or TV
Yeah.
show or movie you wanted to.
I personally think this is like I'm sorry, jumping on.
No,
you.
no, you're good.
It's something that should have happened already. It's just like Blockbuster. Like, I mean, with Netflix, you could have the DVD anyway at first. That's how it started, with you getting the DVD and having it yourself. And downloading it is just the next step, I think. Like, it should have happened.
Well, this is a process that, like, Amazon Prime Video does it for a lot of their videos. You can download it too. I don't know how that affects their rating system or things like that, but I agree. It's the next step. And as long as they've got decent enough coding or whatever kind of security systems they have to have that a layman can't figure out how to rip stuff from their site, it's going to be okay. I think we're also are in a world now where people know, like business people know, if somebody wants this bad enough, the top tier of people are going to be able to take it. It's going to happen. It's how can we prevent the next 25% of people from taking what they need, from taking that.
Well, this draws the question for me, because we're the generation that started off with Blockbuster and started off with the old school, going to your grandma's house, getting the DVD or the VHS.
Yeah.
Now where do we go? To the point that we're like paying monthly to be a part of a service in which we can download the movies and not even need to be connected to the internet. Like, what's going to be better than this? Because there's going to be something.
Mental
it will
implants.
eventually. Yeah.
yep.
It won't happen for a while, but I'll bet money that's something.
Do you think it'll happen within our lifetime?
I hope not.
It will, but we'll be old and crotchety and won't understand it.
Yeah.
I remember in my day, things just appeared through sound waves in the sky. Now it's this newfangled.
It just shows up in my brain.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think about
you kids
it.
don't work for anything. God, we're so spoiled.
Well, it's a beautiful time to be alive, though. It's so cool
I'm
to see
sure.
this just the stuff that's developing and the stuff that's in beta right now. And we're able to see it, and we're like, I could have never imagined playing, Miss Pac-Man, thinking that I'll be able to run around L.A. on a video game,
Virtual reality.
killing people. That's like crazy.
The dream. Push comes to shove, and I assume this will mean the same thing for 90% of people that are excited about this. It means that I can download an episode on Netflix, and I can use it and watch TV at the shitty gym that I go to that doesn't have Wi-Fi.
There we
That's
go.
one
So
of the
I don't
only
have to
things.
use
There are
that
worse
data.
gyms in the
Or
world. we
or
can-
No,
on the
no,
commute-
it's not that
or on
bad
the
of a
commute
gym.
to work.
That is a
But
first world
that's
problem
what
right
it
there.
is. Yeah. And it's not like people are going, when people are at home, they're still going to stream because they're not going to, oh God, I have to wait 30 seconds for this to download. Rubbish. No, you're still going to just stream. It's going to be fine.
Next, Barbie is getting her own movie because Hasbro hasn't realized their lesson with Transformer films or G.I. Joe.
they still make money.
Yeah, I'm about to say they make a lot of money
And
with
so might this one, starring Amy Schumer possibly as Barbie. Dom's already shaking his head no. What do we think about it? Because I'm probably going to take this in a different direction than you guys will.
But you guys get what the gimmick of this is, right?
She's like outcast Barbie. or
She's
something.
outcast Barbie that then gets thrust into the real world, a la Enchanted.
Yeah.
And finds out, you know what? Being unique ain't so bad after all.
Oh, so she will
Wink.
actually, so like how they have like
There's a Barbie
camo
world and a
gear
real world.
Barbie and like kitchen playset Barbie. She is literally outcast Barbie.
Maybe.
So there's other Barbies?
No, I think
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's just going to be more like every person in that world is a Barbie, but they'll just
Okay.
like whatever your job is. I'm airline Barbie. I'm stewardess Barbie. I don't know why we're just doing airlines, but that's what I'm going with. And she'll be just like
misfit Barbie.
I assume at some point in this movie she will wake up late and like shuffle to work and not be in great Barbie clothes. I assume that will happen in this
Probably.
movie.
My concern with it is it's going to be rated PG. I don't think Amy Schumer can do a PG movie.
But why do you say that though?
Because I haven't seen her do anything that is not,
About her vagina.
well,
That
I was going to say not vulgar or pushes the envelope on, and that sometimes she is funny, and like that's where a lot of those jokes come from. I've never seen her do like a family-friendly type thing ever.
Yeah, even Trainwreck, which has been her big praise lately, was pretty
Raunchy at
lately
times.
was pretty
I mean, it
raunchy.
started off with like John Cena giving her the business. That like, yeah.
John Cena's a talent.
What
Up and
a
coming
guy.
star.
I'm so excited. He's doing Saturday Night Live coming up. But yeah, he's gonna.
Get
Yeah,
outta
he's gonna be
here.
one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
three to do it at the end of the season.
Cena's fierce.
That's gonna be great. But side note, but with Amy, the reason why I was going no is one, Amy Schumer is just kind of,
you don't think she's funny?
you know,
I don't care for
she's
her.
alright. It's I feel like she gets a lot more credit. I don't even know where I'm going with that. I just don't like her. Yeah.
I don't care for her because it's fine if you want to get political and have opinions on things. You're a human. You're entitled to politics and saying what you believe in. But when you use time that people have spent money for to watch you do comedy and to watch you perform, and you opt out to say, instead of doing comedy, I'm going to talk about what I believe in. Nobody paid to hear what you believe in. That's kind of my feel for that. Also, this feels like...
So no one should ever pay for a Kanye concert anymore, is what you're saying.
No,
Well, it
because
doesn't
he
matter
might just
because
leave.
he's going to cancel anyways.
I was just saying that's like going to a Tyson fight back in the early '90s. It's like I'm gonna spend $10,000 for one round. Matter of fact,
for
3 punches.
30 seconds.
You know what I'm saying? And then you dummy. Oh, I just had to go see Tyson. No, you could have watched that nowadays on Snapchat. It'd have been done. You know what I'm saying? 10 seconds. Tyson fight over.
How awesome do you think?
You're
Do you,
right.
I assume
You're
there's
right.
Dude, I'm so serious, dude. And like when I remember when what's her name? Ronda Rousey's what's her name? I used to know her name easily, but now I'm like, oh, that was the one chick, the one. Anyway. She had a fight that was on Instagram. And like everyone watched it like
Yeah,
the night of it. It was
17
like
or 37
17
seconds.
seconds. And everybody was like, well, we saw the fight. Millions of dollars.
Didn't have to pay for it.
Do you ever think there's been a time at a Tyson fight where the fight started, he was ordering a beer, and the fight ended before he got the beer, and he's like, nah, dude, keep it. Nope.
It's happened.
Get back.
It's like guys who was at the Super Bowl when Devin Hester ran that motherfucker. It was like,
That brings up. Sorry, we're going way off tangents here.
Yes,
but,
sir.
But no, I really want to answer this because now, like beer sales in baseball games end after the 7th inning.
Can't do it.
Hockey game ends after the 2nd intermission. When do boxing beer sales end? Because like.
When someone hits the floor.
Well, I mean,
I'm serious.
When you have an event, it's not just one fight. That's the main event.
Right,
So
but that's
you've
the
been
end.
drinking for about a couple hours now.
My guess would be
Before the main event?
yeah.
Okay.
My guess would be before that little.
If anyone
Intermission
knows,
thing.
please let us know because that's a great question.
Sure.
If someone actually did order a beer at a Tyson fight in the early 90s. All right. Sam, a bunch of trailers came out this week. I know you want to talk about them. Which ones are the ones that you want to hit?
You talking about movie trailers or video game trailers?
Movie trailers.
Movie trailers. Okay, so there's two that are the big ones.
Right.
There is The Mummy,
Oh my god.
which we can talk about in great detail if we want to. And then what was the other one? There was
Guardians.
another one. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's do Guardians, knock it out. We always talk about this stuff.
Okay.
People like it. People dislike it.
I enjoyed it.
Well, the baby Groot, I'm gonna have to. That's gonna have to grow on me.
Stop.
I bet
Yeah,
he's
I
going
have
to
to
be in it a
stop.
lot.
Yeah, and I feel like he's gonna
You
be
feel
a
like
big part.
baby
Everybody,
Groot's going to have to grow on you, no pun intended?
Because because right now it's kind of like it looks too cutesy for me, and that's like it seems like that's gonna be the whole movie.
He's going to sell
I'm good.
toys.
I'm good. It's gonna get
Is Vin
annoying.
Diesel even voicing anything in this one? Or is
Yeah.
he was?
He's still voicing it. They just
Oh,
I'm sure
that.
they're-
they not pitched it.
Oh.
There'll be another article about how he was able to bring so much depth of character to him just by saying those words, just like there was in the last one.
Actually, for Vin Diesel, I was very impressed with his ability
Yeah,
in the last
but that's the thing. The last one, the gimmick of I am Groot wasn't like, oh, look at him saying I am Groot again. Like you
Exactly,
just
yeah.
went along with it. Now in this one, it's I am Groot. Oh, look at him being
Saying Groot.
cutesy.
Yeah.
He's a gimmick. His character is now a gimmick.
That's really what just turned me off. I was like, But I mean, of course.
They also sold him as like very like dangerous badass. And it's like he's not even a foot tall. There's no way he should be able to have any sort of threatening power.
I'm okay with it, and I actually really enjoyed the back and forth between him and Rocket Raccoon at the
That was
beginning.
great.
I thought that was funny. I felt like they're like, hey, remember Guardians of the Galaxy? It's funny, right? Let me show you how funny it is with all this comedy and nothing else. Like save some of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's more, but like I just felt like it was just
And that was my problem with the first
sizzle
one.
reel.
That was my problem with the first one. Is the trailers for this so far have felt like, did you like the first one? Well, here's the same movie again, and it's
Yeah.
like this could be the Hangover Part 2 of comic book movies. I'm very scared
'cause
that that's what it's going to be.
I
It's
don't
going
think
to be.
it will be,
I would hate that. Yeah.
but for me, it wasn't a good trailer.
I need something else. That's where I'm at right now. Because that one, it focused on the wrong things. I feel like, and I am Groot. I was not.
And
okay
I'm
with
and
it.
I'm
was
with
not
you
great.
that to me it focused on the wrong because everything that was in it was good.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
But like it just wasn't what I wanted to be. I wanted one or two of those moments, not all of them put into 1 minute long trailer.
And the Mummy.
How dope was that?
I actually enjoyed the trailer.
Tom Cruise did not run once.
No, he didn't.
But he will.
Boy, Willie.
I actually enjoyed the trailer. It's stupid,
Yes, it is.
but I like it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I can't tell you why I like it, but here's the thing. Just from watching the trailer, and Sam and I were talking about this off air, we realize what's going to happen. Tom Cruise is going... He says a line in the film. Not in the film, in the trailer. And I was like, oh, did you hear that line? What's going to happen is he's going to get the powers of the Mummy before the film is out so he can join their Avengers-type universe and fight alongside. Yeah. What was the line? I pointed it out when we went back and rewatched it. I forget what it was. but
Was it when he was screaming on the plane?
No, that
There's
was
a
just
crashing sequence that's pretty electric.
possibly some of his worst acting ever.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He was phoning that scene in.
Yep. Or the editing was just horrible. They're like, I'm going to put the beginning of his screen in this scene and this scene and this one.
Or what could happen? It could have been ADR'd, but it was one of those things where Tom had already left the building, and they're like, we can't bug him
Just
again.
put it on a loop?
So it's just some dude. And it's like, that sounds like Tom, right? Yeah,
was-
sure. Throw it in.
I think the Mummy, she looked good. That actress was really good in Kingsman.
I actually like the fact that it's a female mummy.
That's really cool.
I like that because we've seen the male mummy in the original Mummies, but a Nux and a Moon didn't get enough time. She just was like kind of there.
Yeah. There's also been rumors that she is, again, still part of Emotep, and that when she ends, they will defeat her in this one, and then Emotep will rise and be like, oh, you got my girl.
I like that.
I'm the real Mummy.
I like that.
I like that Russell Crowe. I forgot that he was
already forgot.
Dr. Jekyll.
Is that who he is?
That's who he is, and
So
he's
wait.
the one that's like, we've been following this organization for forever.
So wait, is Russell Crowe going to basically be Samuel L. Jackson of this universe?
I think so.
Fuck. Dom, you want to say something? You've just been covering your mouth for this entire
Russell Crowe's a
thing.
talent. Gladiator.
I mean,
And that's about it. Well, Cinderella Man, but
when we sit down and watch movies, you recall one movie that if we're watching TV, I will stop everything to watch. Is the original Mummy with Brendan Fraser, the one that we used to always. So,
The original Mummy might be a stretch.
It's original to me because it was perfect.
Yeah. Oh no. Yep.
It was such a good film. And
It
then the
still holds
Mummy
up.
Returns. It wasn't better than the first one, but it was great. And it's just been crap since.
That's the thing is that the Mummy was a remake of
the
the original Mummy. People
Yeah.
don't give that credit.
Right.
I think it looks cool. We were talking also that there's a point of escalation here that I don't think they'll be able to match. When it comes to like, oh, there's all these terrifying threats. There's the mummy who can control sands and the desert and has powers and mystical powers. There's Dracula who, if they're using the Dracula Untold story, which they said they're not, but they could have similar powers, like, oh, it's this all-powerful thing. And then you have the Wolfman, who is part man, part wolf, and he really doesn't apply. And you also have the Invisible Man, who is real sneaky.
He could be stealthy.
Yeah, he can be stealthy, but like, who cares? You've got this lady in the streets that is destroying everything. It's like, but there's a sneaky guy.
I think the Wolfman is even less effective because he ain't sneaking up on anyone.
He could be a predatoring.
Predatoring?
It's just like there's a level. They're gonna have to get real creative to give some of these monsters powers that make them relevant
That
at
put
all.
them on par.
What do they fight? Because you know they're going to make them the anti-heroes.
Tom Cruise.
They're going to fight Tom Cruise?
All of them.
Wait. Do you think they end up fighting Jekyll? Is like we'll be seeing this Dr. Jekyll, and then all of a sudden he does transform into Hyde.
And so Mr. Hyde.
That can be the only thing they could fight.
Oh
like what could you
gracious.
bring them all together?
No, they're gonna
The
be
League
the
of Extraordinary
villains.
Gentlemen.
They're the villains.
Get Connery. Tell him it wasn't as bad as he thought.
Goddamn Quartermain.
No, that wouldn't work because you'd show up and you'd be like, Mr. Connery, you're not done yet. And he'd be like, fuck yes, I am. You see me? I know, they're going to be the villains.
Against the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, well, against Tom Cruise, who I assume is some kind of Van Helsing-esque guy.
I don't even.
Let's be honest, this whole universe probably isn't even going to take off.
Hopefully it doesn't.
When the
'cause
mummy
it
loses
sounds-
lots
This is
of
their
money.
second
Sounds
attempt.
horrible.
Yes.
Don't forget, Dracula Untold was supposed to launch,
Yep.
and they were like, "Oh, let's backtrack."
And
I feel like in our lifetime we've seen so many Dracula movies.
Actually, we were talking about this.
It's
I
ridiculous.
want my team to be made up of Brendan Fraser,
Yes.
Gerard
Oh, yeah.
Butler, and
Not
Benicio del Toro.
Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise has never been as much of a carrot on a stick as he is with this movie. People are like, Tom Cruise is in this movie. You want to see it, right? It's bad.
I'm just imagining this now turning into that Geico commercial where it's like the fisherman on. He's got the dollar on his. He's like, oh, you almost got it.
Yep.
Oh.
Maybe it'll be great.
Watch as I gaze into my crystal ball. I see in your future. Three Wise Radio.
PAX was this weekend, correct?
Incorrect. It was
Okay.
it was the PlayStation Experience, which I can PAX and then PlayStation Experience, similar.
Close. Okay. As you can tell, one of us on this cast is video game illiterate, and that's me. If it's not a fighting game, a sports game, or a superhero game, I'm probably not buying it. South Park included in that. But Sam is our video game connoisseur, and he was up on all the latest PlayStation-y things. I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to just keep digging a hole
Yeah, no,
deeper.
I just wanted to touch on briefly because there's been kind of some big stuff from this PlayStation Expo. And the big thing that I wanted to talk about is that this is something that I will now follow for times to come because
The
it really...
Expo?
Yeah, because it really beat out like your big ones like E3. Everybody's familiar with E3.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one I know.
Yeah, it really beat them out, and I just honestly took some notes onto what they did right. And the biggest one is it's an intimate affair. It made me feel like, oh, I remember why I was a gamer when I was a kid. This kind of group that I enjoyed. Whereas E3 is very exclusive. It's you have to be press or you're not getting in. We'll let two very lucky people in, but then they have to do gimmicky stuff for us and they have to be reports. Whereas this, they let everybody in. Fans, everybody comes in, and the press-only rooms are very small. They're not as big of a deal, and it's really more of a celebration of like what PlayStation is bringing in the coming year and like where they've gone to. So obviously the big pushes in this one was virtual reality and then games that were coming out. When they set up their booths, AAA titles, the big games that are coming out are right next to indie booths. So like everything's together. So it's just a very communal element that's just really cool. And then when they had I always forget what's it called. It's the big, like when you have a keynote. And you had your keynote speech, the guy that's the head of what's it called? Let's see. The worldwide studio president, his name's Shuhei Yoshida, just kind of talked about how he feels so comfortable doing this because people that are in video games usually are gamers. Like, they're not really big on talking to big crowds and that kind of stuff. They're kind of shy. And he said that when you go out there on the stage and instead of letting just the press in, they just let like a couple thousand fans in, and like they're all cheering your name and really excited, that it really makes it easier to talk. That was just very impressive to me. It was a really fun experience just to watch it. But the biggest things that came to light were there was another trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn, which I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. This was essentially the year for me of, I don't know what these games are, but I want to buy them.
That's
it's
a good
essentially,
thing, I think.
Yeah. So you're playing this woman who, I think I touched on it before, but you're playing this woman and you're surrounded by robot dinosaurs, and somehow machines have taken over the earth and they've turned themselves into dinosaurs, and you have to figure out what happened. That's a very interesting idea for me. Hideo Kojima, which we've talked about before, who got the kick from Konami, the Metal Gear Solid series, he came out with his game, Death Stranding. What's it called? Yeah, Death Stranding, which just was another bizarre game that I have no idea what it is, but Norman Reedus is in it. Now Guillermo del Toro's in it.
This is the one that they were supposed to do because his original Norman Reedus game got like canned.
His original Norman Reedus game was going to be
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they sided with him. Then he sided with him and was like, I'll do whatever you want to do next. You're super cool. And
Mads Mikkelsen's on with that
Mads
now.
Mikkelsen is on it too now. It's just, you watch it and it's bizarre. Like, Del Toro's holding a baby in an incubator like case that's like plugged into him, and he's
Actually,
shuffling
if it was
down.
anyone but Benicio del Toro, I would find that bizarre.
Oh, it's
but
Guillermo.
For him,
Guillermo.
Oh, Guillermo. Yeah, never mind.
And like, Mad Mikkelsen is a soldier that's got other soldiers attached to him through cables, and then the cables like disappear. Like, it's so trippy, but I want to know what it is so bad that I want to play it. And then the biggest one was just the announcement of Last of Us 2. Which, if anybody hasn't played that game, I would highly recommend it. It's a masterstroke of using a console in the last year with the PlayStation 3, using it to the best of its abilities, coming out with a game that's just got such an incredible storyline, incredible characters, that mediocre gameplay is completely irrelevant because the story is so compelling. I couldn't recommend that game enough, and to see that they're making another one and it's about the same characters is just it's amazing. I'm so looking forward to that.
Agreed.
Is the PlayStation 3 back playable on 4? So if you wanted to play Last of Us on 4,
Oh, they
could
remastered it for 4, and it's out. You can get it for cheap now.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that was always like my hang up of coming into video games.
Yeah, I don't think they've made anything that's been like backwards compatible. They just remastered it for the new console. So
That was another thing also that they were talking about, which is the only talking point that I got from it, was this year, and there's kind of almost a divide, like a separation of the middle class, because you just have big AAA titles right now that are just being made, and then you have the indie games, which has always been this way, but instead of getting like mid-range titles of people trying to do things, you're just getting remasteries now, because it's so expensive to use these new consoles and create games that a lot of people aren't willing to shell out the money to try something. So you're either getting Call of Duty or a remastery of Call of Duty. So we're kind of missing this middle ground of games, these like AA titles, which is kind of an interesting thing. So we'll have to see where the market kind of goes with that. But it was definitely a cool week to be a gamer.
So where do you think this is going to go with it then? Like you said, like this is something you'll keep following. Do you expect like it to be the same thing year after year? Like,
no, I think
in
it's
the sense of
I'm
like the
very
intimate feel of.
Yeah, I think that's going to continue, because I think at some point, and I'm hoping that comics does this too. I think at some point, you get to a point where there's so much, and it just becomes so overdone that you have to make an attempt to get back to your roots. And especially with gaming, getting back to your roots is sitting with your 4 friends and playing games and reading a gaming magazine. But you have to find out a way of evolving that to the modern world. Yeah. And I'm hoping that it looks like that's where it's kind of trending. But no, I think it's a very exciting time, and obviously I'm excited to see where VR is going to go in the next year.
Do you want to talk about your VR experience real quick?
Oh, I played the Resident Evil Biohazard demo on VR, and I quit. I played it for about 3 minutes. Nothing happened, and I was so freaked out that I just turned it off.
Dude, because that sounds amazing.
Oh, dude, it's terrifying.
It sounds so great.
There's something about, instead of using the joystick to turn around and see what's behind you and having to turn your head, it's like, nope.
I'm not about this life. Oh my god.
Nope.
I've played every Resident Evil up to 5. I've played all of those, and just playing them when you look like playing like the director's cut of Resident Evil 2, like was terrifying.
Yeah, and
I can only imagine.
This next one looks like they're really going back to their roots. It seems more like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game, as opposed to Resident Evil. Like, it's... Yeah.
I'm so excited, but so terrified.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, man, that's crazy. That is ridiculous.
So you have that to look forward
That's
to.
gaming news.
Yeah.
You're a mean one. 3 Wise Radio. Yeah, you really are a heel.
However, as of the time this cast is released, it will be December 6th, which means you are probably already sick and tired of Christmas songs playing nonstop on some station in some town that you are living in. So we had the idea to talk about our favorite Christmas songs, but that's just not quite wacky enough for us. So what we thought we'd do is take some of our favorite Christmas songs, or a Christmas song title that we love, and create a movie to said song title with actors, actresses, and even a short summary of the movie itself. Now, I know Sam is very excited about this, and you have gone into this great detail, as has Dom.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So I think we should let Sam go last, because I feel like
It's good.
yours is going to be very extensive. And Dom is our correspondent.
So he should go first.
Will go first,
Oh,
knowing
okay.
the most about Christmas songs and just music in general, and
exactly, yeah.
having a fantastical imagination.
It's one of those things that when you told me the idea, I had 2 songs. And the other song I was going to do, I was telling Garret about this earlier. The one that I'm going to base it off of is James Brown's Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto. That's the one that I wanted. This is going to be
That's an actual song?
Yes.
know that song.
Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. Santa Claus. That's
What does he
actually
do in the ghetto?
Huh? So
That's a great title for a movie, though. too.
yeah. Well, I was gonna name the movie like Xmas. That was gonna be the name of the movie. It's gonna be Xmas.
Okay.
And it's about, all right. So starring, and I don't have their names, but have you seen that Beast of a Nation with
Idris Elba?
yeah,
Idris Elba?
with the kids? It was gonna be one of those little African kids that's be the star, because it's got to start with a kid, and it's kind of a drama. It's not gonna be a comedy or anything.
Okay.
It's a serious movie.
Directed by?
Directed by the Black Panther director.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
Ryan Coogler?
yeah, I wanted it
Coop?
to
I was
really,
trying to think of a Black Panther Party director.
yeah,
Spike Jonze.
Spike Lee?
but it's kind of
No,
gonna.
he meant
it
an actual
starts,
good director.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Of course, it starts in the holiday season, but like it kind of goes off of stuff that I had in my past. Like my uncle told me years ago that Santa Claus, Barney, and the Easter Bunny was all shot to death in a drive-by. I'm dead serious. That's what my uncle told me. So I didn't believe Santa Claus at a very young age.
But that's
And-
not just breaking the lie. That's making another lie that's just worse.
Oh, it was well. He just told me they're all dead, so don't believe him. And I was like, oh. Okay, so like that was how I got it. So the inspiration came from that. This little kid, grows up and he never believed Santa Claus because of his environment. Literally, he lives in a very, very bad neighborhood, and everything that happens is horrible. His father isn't around. His mother is working days, so he barely sees her. He doesn't know much of his family at all. He has barely any friends. The people that he sees beats him up every day, takes his lunch money, and this and that. Like he has the worst environment. And he's looking for hope. He's looking for someone, and he wants to believe something good's gonna come, but he's never been proven that it would come. But in this world, this universe, there's a lot of Santa Claus. There's not just one Santa Claus. There's Santa Clauses that go around and patrol the whole world, except for this area that he lives in. He lives in the one area that no one's about to, no Santa Claus will go there. They just will have to suffer.
Zone.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's
Ooh.
East St. Louis. That might be a better name for it.
Red Zone, I like that.
Red Zone, I like that.
Santa wears red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
That's
it.
a good name, yeah. But that's the thing. He lives in the red zone. He lives in the area that none of the Santa Clauses, and it's hundreds of Santa Clauses. Because I was trying to think of how to make it more realistic. How could you actually get all the gifts delivered in one night? And I'm like, it has to be different Santa Clauses in different regions that are that have
So
to
like
do it.
Santa Claus is almost a corporation.
Yes,
kinda
exactly.
like that.
And they
I
have
like it too.
meetings. So pretty much they all have meetings and this and that. And this guy is, and he's popping up on the good list because he isn't a bad kid. He's always on the good list, but he's in the worst neighborhood. And one of the Santa Clauses from like one of the 5-star neighborhoods actually starts to pay attention to it a couple of years in advance. And he's looked up on him, he's kept up on him, and he's paid attention. And he's like, I really want to make this dude's Christmas. I want to make sure that he actually feels loved because he doesn't get it from anywhere else. And they have this big meeting, and like, I mean, every Santa Claus is bashing them like, dude, no way you're gonna do this. This is a death sentence. It's the red zone. Like freaking out.
So is this
Like-
this gonna be a Santa Claus that's like, this is my last year at Claus and then I'm retired?
No. He's just like he's like the Prince Charming kind of thing who's never experienced it, and it's kind of a learning experience for him and everybody. Like, he doesn't understand the environment. He wants to understand how there is a place that no one cares about. He's kind of a newer one, actually, maybe. Like, he just got into his Santa Claus game.
He's got something
you know?
to prove.
He's got something to
So he's
exactly.
young and talented.
Yeah, and he really
Just
wants to
join the
make
force.
this kid's Christmas. He
You
can't
might even
believe
team
that,
him up
yeah.
with a Danny Glover.
And like I was saying, like
Yeah,
there's a
Danny
5-star neighborhood, so there's grade systems for everything within it. It's very political, this world that they've created. So the kid is crazy high on the ratings for kids that get good presents, and he can't believe that someone this highly rated would never get gifts. And they're just going through like, hey man, the red zone, this, the red zone, like the red zone has crazy stories.
I don't appreciate how much you're stealing my red zone.
I'm just letting you know that is literally clicked, and it's going to be a part of this movie now. And he actually takes the time to research and actually goes into the city on Christmas, and he gets to know this kid. He brings the kid back, and the kid eventually at the end of the story becomes like his helper, and he helps the mother and get them to a better place and build courage within that community with the help from the kid going back to the community and talking to the kids in the neighborhood. And it's kind of a positive ending to, like, kind of the idea of the story is people who don't live in certain neighborhoods, who don't understand certain neighborhoods, should never judge it based off this, because everything within that neighborhood isn't exactly what it's been told to the world. And he learns that, and he discovers that, and he finds a way to get everyone else to notice that there is always something good within everything that is out there. So like, it's just like kind of a positive little Christmas story, I felt like. And it's from Santa Claus, Go to the Ghetto because we need you there. And James Brown inspired it. What a guy.
Who plays Santa Claus?
Santa Claus, I actually...
Well, remember, it's a corporation, so there's many Santa
Who
Claus.
plays
Yeah.
our Santa?
The guy in
Hero
my
Santa.
the guy in my head, like when I think about it, is the prince from Game of Thrones. Like I think like Prince Charming. What's
Prince Charming, Jamie
Yeah, Jamie
Lannister?
Lannister. Every time I've always
I
pictured
was
him.
gonna say when you
I-
said a young up and comer that's like super talented and has like a Jamie Lannister.
dude, honestly, that's
What is
who
his
I
name?
picture.
Nikolai Walder-Custo.
That,
What?
Nikolai Walder-Custo.
That's horrible.
that last name sounds made up.
But like,
He was in
that's
Gods of Egypt.
that's
He
who.
was.
Oh my God, that
Whoops.
movie.
Misstep.
But yeah, he's always been the guy that I see within that, and yeah, and like, I think it'd be a cool little story. That's all. I was
I'm
really
just,
tickled
now I'm
that
just
way.
picturing Jamie Lannister, but with like a Santa cap on sideways. It's like, here we go.
Still with the golden
That's
hands?
great. I like that. That's a unique take.
Yeah,
I like it.
because I mean, with all the crap going on, like literally, it's a lot of ignorance towards certain areas, and that's the kind of where the idea came from. It's like people to this day, if you hear East St. Louis. In St. Louis, like, oh, dude, don't go to East St. Louis. And that's how it inspired. It literally was inspired from me listening to Santa Claus Go to the Ghetto, and I was like, where would Santa Claus go to? He would go to East St. Louis. And I was like, that's a movie idea. That's literally how that came up. So
I like that.
there it is.
Joe, what about you?
All right, so I got my inspiration from originally, what's like the one Christmas, and we talked about this on the cast last year around this time. What's the one Christmas movie that everyone claims is a Christmas movie, but is not a Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
Exactly.
Batman.
Returns.
Batman Returns, sorry.
Returns. No, yeah, but Die Hard. So what we need to do is we need to make an actual Die Hard that not only takes place at Christmas, but is about saving Christmas itself. So
In Yoshimoto Tower.
no, at a mall. It's going to take place
it
in a mall.
Yoshimoto? I can't remember.
It was a Shimoto Tower, yes, but at a mall. So instead of actually like taking place in a tower, you're going to have it at a mall. And instead of like a Hans Gruber type character, you're going to have a father and son that are just evil people who are taking this mall hostage and want to destroy Christmas, played by Al Pacino and Andy Garcia.
Oh my God.
But you also need a hero. And
We all need a hero, Joe.
always-
exactly. And the best Die Hard film that was not a Die Hard film was White House Down. If you
Sure.
would have done
saying.
that as a Die Hard and cast this man as John McClane's son, I would have totally believed it.
The talent.
The talent, Channing Tatum,
Yes.
Hero.
is your lead. And
What's
of course,
the song it's inspired?
No, I'm getting to
he's
it.
getting there. Okay.
because the title's the best part. It's going to make complete sense once
What
I
a
get there.
guy.
So, and he has to save a heroine, but I want it to be someone who's up and coming and known. So I'm going to go with Alexandra Daddario.
Oh, yeah, you are.
So
Hot diggity.
right there,
She's quite
she's going to be
fetching.
in Baywatch. So,
What a woman.
She's in Percy Jackson.
so she's going to be like the head of the mall who doesn't really know what's going on.
Head of the mall.
Head of the mall. The mall's got like a manager or something, right? So the mall is under attack, and of course, there's going to be a big scene where he saves Santa or whatever.
By under attack, are people dying?
People are dying.
Okay, people are dying.
It's
People are
Die
dying.
Hard. It's Die
I mean,
Hard.
this is
Droves,
basically
okay.
Die Hard in a mall.
Right,
I mean,
right. But with Al Pacino.
Yes, and Andy Garcia as
At
the
his
villain.
current age, which is, I believe, 113.
Exactly.
Perfect. Continue.
So the name of the movie is going to be Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Okay. How does that tie in with your movie?
Because your nuts are roasting over an open fire. His chestnuts are roasting over an open fire. You can't tell me you hear that over the speaker at the beginning of the film. Be like, Channing Tatum's chestnuts are roasting over an open fire.
Is his
like,
name Chet, and it's Chetnuts? Or like Chetnuts?
Chestnuts.
Like a play on, like a really funny play on words?
No, but his last name could be Chestnut.
Oh, okay.
Like Trevor Chestnut or something like that.
Trevor Chestnut.
What is his job?
Mall security. So he is the Paul Blart that actually could stop an attack.
A really effective Paul Blart in a Die Hard scenario
Yes.
against a really old man.
Yes.
His chestnuts
I haven't
are
even told you
roasting
the best
over
part.
I mean,
fire.
no, not the best part, but you can add in little things from the lyrics as well into the movie. For example, of course, your villain, Al Pacino, his name's going to be Jack Frost.
Of course, because he's nipping at your nose.
Exactly.
That's
And-
all I know from that song.
And he's going to have a great line where it's going to be like, I want everyone in the mall dead. I don't care from 1 to 92. All of them dead.
Don't know the song.
From kids from 1 to 92, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Pretty sure it just goes chestnuts roasting on an open
That's
fire.
it. Jack Frost nipping
at your nose. Do-do-do-do-do.
Thai carols being sung by
And then
choir
Mariah
folks
Carey starts
dressed.
singing.
Oh my
No.
God. That's great.
So
That's fantastic.
Interesting.
my entire reasoning
That's
for
great
making
stuff
this
right there.
action movie is so we can finally lay to rest Die Hard as a Christmas movie and have an actual Christmas
action
Die
movie.
Hard.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it.
So Al Pacino's also threatening to kill the 1-year-olds.
Yes.
And does he,
and
like,
men his own age.
other than
Well,
that,
yeah,
does
he
he
doesn't want anybody taking his throne as the
Exactly.
oldest person in the
does he
world.
have other classic lines like I hope he freeze like Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff like that? Like
I
is he
haven't
like
worked on as many puns.
We killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
That is correct.
like is he like
But I'm willing
That
to throw
guy.
that in, yes.
I like
That's
it.
hilarious. I love it. That's fantastic.
Right on.
All right, Garrett, what's yours?
So I was gonna go the horror thriller route on this.
Okay, there's not a main horror thriller. Like, there is, but they're really bad.
Yes.
And it usually involves Santa as the killer.
This movie is gonna be called Baby It's Cold Outside.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Okay, I see what you're doing here.
I didn't plan this movie out as well as Dom did, or as well as I'm assuming Sam did.
You don't know.
You're right. You said you had 3 pages, so I'm assuming you planned it out pretty well. So, this movie, our main character gets seduced by a succubus.
Ooh.
Our main character is a gentleman, gets seduced by a succubus to like come over, like Christmas Eve to just have drinks. It's like
maybe
it's-
he's lonely and it's
no,
Christmas.
let me
Yes.
finish.
Sorry.
It's kind of like a friend's Christmas party. They're just like, hey, we're all just wanting to come over, have some eggnog, have some drinks, whatever.
Some of the D.
And like 3 or 4 of them, plus our main character and this seductress, get snowed in. There's a blizzard outside. Get snowed in.
Gotta keep warm somehow.
Yeah.
Because it's cold outside.
With seduction.
Well, it's gonna be like Clue, where like people just slowly start dying, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? Find out that the lady who's hosting this is this fucking crazy ass demon who's succubus.
Call it succubus. It's better.
I like this.
I
Okay,
do
so
like
so
this.
who's your cast? How many people are in? How many people are in the cabin or this place or whatever they get snowed in? And who's your cast? Because I feel like this could work really well if you have the right cast.
Keep in mind, if you didn't think of one,
I got
Dario
yeah.
could also be the
And I was about to say, and I was about to say, because the first thing that jumped in my head is
So,
like,
hold on,
do you think?
hold on.
Yeah.
So it'd be 5 people. We got our succubus, main character, and then 3 supporting. Doesn't matter who else.
I feel like you need at least another woman to throw the scent off the trail.
Okay. Our succubus, played by Olivia Wilde.
Okay.
I like that.
I am seduced.
Again, I did not think this out, so I'm
That's fine.
trying to
So
pull
we're
this
right
up
off the cuff.
main character.
You can name the first actors that come to your head. It'll make it even better.
I like how that both of you do. I appreciate it. Keep thinking, Garrett. I'm buying you time. It's just essentially, it's this movie, but with 2 different things.
Yeah, right.
It's Clue, but with a succubus. It's Die Hard, but with real Christmas and Al Pacino.
Exactly. And Channing
Classic.
Tatum.
And Channing Tatum.
Oh, Channing. I say Katy Perry should be the friend.
No, you get Emily Blunt. She's the Katy Perry that can
Katy Perry
act.
should be the friend.
She'd be the friend. She'd be the annoying friend who dies first.
If that's the case, I'm just gonna get Paris Hilton and
'cause
come
I'm
back
not
in and
gonna-
die real quick.
I'm not going to be suspicious of Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
You know who I will be suspicious of?
Katy Perry.
Alex Daddario.
I threw that in for you. And
Dude, she's lovely. She's so talented. She's a nice lady.
Baywatch, June 2017.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time.
Also, keep in mind, Zac Efron's a beautiful man.
Yes.
Dwayne
What a
Johnson,
guy.
sexiest man alive.
Ah, dude.
2016.
Yes.
2020 president. That's who I'm voting for. Goddamn it, The Rock. I'll walk door to door. Are you voting for The Rock this year? Let me tell you why. Look at his.
Let me
abs.
tell you about our Lord and Savior, The Rock.
Okay. Don't
Man,
feel
I'm-
pressure.
I'm-
we don't.
no,
yeah,
I'm-
we don't. Yeah.
I'm really blanking on.
Yeah. Don't
on
feel
acting
like you
names
got
right
it.
now.
I mean, we
But
got the idea.
starring Olivia Wilde as our
As
succubus.
succubus.
That's good. And she deserves some after Lazarus Effect. That was god awful.
Is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's party, political party, the People's Party? Because he is the People's
I
champion.
hope
I
it
hope
is.
so.
I hope it is. I hope that every time he does it, literally he's doing debates. What exactly are you gonna do with this? What are you gonna do? Well, I'm thinking about. It doesn't matter what you.
Yeah.
I would lose it. I'm like, this is happening. This
Russia,
is
you're going to
real
shoot
life.
nukes at us? It doesn't matter if you're going to shoot nukes at us. No, it matters, Dwayne. Stop.
You can take those nukes, turn them sideways, and shove them up your candy ass. Talk about an authority
Dude,
in the Oval Office.
Putin would praise him. Oh, you got a strong man there in America.
Well, that was my movie. Completely overshadowed by Dwayne The Rock Johnson running for president.
As would be the world's.
Yeah.
I like it. So do you have any idea how it ends? What happens?
No.
What's it rated?
NC-17.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah,
It's
straight
rated
to
R.
DVD.
There's gonna be a lot of gore in this.
Is it a hard R?
It's gonna be like a soft R.
Damn it.
This
But like, you gotta have like random white
Director's
girls'
cut?
boobs or something at that point.
it's gonna be. Oh no, actually, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. It's gonna be a hard R. There's gonna
Yeah,
be
it
there's
is.
gonna be nudity. There's gonna be gore.
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna.
is.
It's gonna be
I'm
the
glad
D.
we were able to sway you. Yes, thank you, Dom. D stands for Dom, you innocent
Exactly,
children.
yeah, the D will be in
Sam,
it there,
what-
yeah.
what is your epic that you apparently have?
It's not an epic. It's just I'm excited about it.
This is a great
To
topic.
me, I would be a fan of this movie, or I would want to see this movie. Let me
All right.
get my notes.
I was hoping that he would pull out like some reading.
By the way,
glasses.
once he's done, I have one that I want to throw out to everyone because someone suggested this. I'm like, that would be a hard one to come up to a movie with.
I bet
So-
you will give us a little time. Dwayne Johnson will be starring it. It'll be wonderful. It'll be amazing.
So my movie is called Jingle Bells,
Okay.
starring James McAvoy, Taylor Schilling, who is the lead in Orange Is the New Black,
Okay.
Okay.
and some kid. And it doesn't matter. It's like Dom said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just some kid. So we've got Taylor Schilling, who's a hardworking mom, works a lot, dad travels, doesn't spend a lot of attention to her kid. It's the Christmas season.
Fresh out of jail.
Probably fresh out of jail because of the other things she's in. She spends the night before Christmas shopping for presents because she waited until the last minute to buy her kid presents. She's trying to catch a cab to get across town, can't find a cab. You'll have to go with me here because this one's a little rough.
All right.
But a person, James McAvoy, is a carriage driver, and he says, "I'll take you. You don't want to walk all the way. It's not going to be that fast, but at least I can take you there free of charge. Christmas spirit." She says, "Okay, that's fine." She's excited about it. She begrudgingly accepts and starts to get aggravated at how slow it actually is going. The man tells her that she needs to get more into the Christmas spirit. It's like, you got to cheer up, it's beautiful. Look at it outside. There's beautiful people outside everywhere. She continues to be upset. She starts yelling at him. All right. And he tells her, again, get in the Christmas spirit. You need to have fun. You need to embrace this time. She eventually is like, okay, just stop. I want to get out. This is taking too long. I'd rather walk. He says, it's going to be a long walk all the way back to, says her home address. She pauses. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Turns out that he knows her home address. He knows her child's name. He knows that her husband is out of town on vacation, or on business, so he's spending Christmas without the family. Shows her video that he has of the kid at home right now. Lets her know that if she doesn't get in the sleigh with him and learn the true meaning of Christmas, he's going to kill her child. So she gets in and has to spend the entire night with him, shopping in stores, pretending to be a couple, embracing the Christmas spirit. So what we're really playing off of here is the idea, similar to what our friends of the other podcast talked about with Jason Takes Manhattan. It's the idea that you're being attacked by this one person, surrounded in New York City by millions of people, and no one cares. Because everybody's shopping, everybody's trying to get their last minute stuff done. So no one's willing to help you. It's not that there's no one you can find to help you, it's that
no one wants to.
No one cares.
Wow.
So we have some scenes that take place in the park. We have some scenes that take place in the stores. Meanwhile, we're getting flashbacks of just her not appreciating her son during Christmas time. Him walking home from school, her not caring about how his day was, things like that. So we continue forth with those kind of scenes. Obviously, the guy's name is Chris Kringle.
Oh, that's legit.
Of course.
Wait, his full name is Chris Kringle or just Chris?
She said, just call me Chris.
Okay.
Call me Chris. Let's see. All right. So they spend the whole night doing that. We have, like I said, some scenes in shopping centers, a scene in the park. And then after a few escape attempts, because he took her phone in the beginning of the night, so she wasn't able to reach out to anybody. He goes into a changing room to try on some clothes, because this is a deranged man. He's at the mall embracing this. Oh, this is my wife. We're just having a good time shopping. Spirit. She's able to get her phone back, realizes it's dead. When she finds out it's dead, she finally makes one last-ditch effort to run for it. He's then chasing her through the mall. She gets the upper hand on him, is able to knock him out. And then as she leaves to go get security comes back. He's gone. She's in a frenzy. She's worried sick, but she just wants to get home and check on her kid. She gets home. Kid's totally fine. Everything's okay. Everything's as it should be. We have a little montage. Her and the kid get up. They travel. They meet their dad for Christmas. Everything's totally cool. Meanwhile, it's a montage out of them also getting a really nice security system in their house, because clearly there's issues. Mm-hmm. So the kids, they're spending time together. The mom's more involved. Everything's beautiful. Pan to the end of Christmas break. Mom and son are walking. She's walking him to the bus stop. She says, "Mom, you don't have to walk me to the bus stop. I'm a big kid. You never used to. It's fine." She's like, "Well, I want to make sure that you're safe." As he's walking to the bus stop, he's like, I still feel bad seeing Mr. whatever his last name is, the bus driver. She's like, "Well, why is that, honey?" And she said, "Don't you remember me telling you? His wife and child died over Thanksgiving break, and I haven't seen him since." As she's walking, she starts to remember all the different signs and symptoms, all the signs that were happening. And then let me put this together in the best way. He gets on the bus. She looks at the bus, sees that there's no other kids on the bus, turns in, looks at the driver. It's Chris. And then there's flashbacks of the kid talking to Chris. He was his friend, and he was kind of talking him through everything that was going on, every ride that they had home. And so, that's how he knows the address. That's how he knows the family, because he's been watching this kid. And since he lost his wife and child, he's having a psychotic breakdown and wants to teach her why she should appreciate Christmas spirit. The door shuts. He drives off. That's it.
Yes. Is this a part of Split?
Nope.
No?
No, like that's the end.
I just put him in it because he looked so good in Split that I wanted him to be in it. But that's not so eloquently put, but that's the movie.
Damn.
It's about commercialism and consumerism. all horror movies have some stupid dick.
Capitalism.
Yes, I think all of these are very, very good stuff. This is good stuff. Here.
And Hollywood, if you make any of these, we want to see the goddamn check in the mail, because I will sue.
Yeah, Red Zone, Xmas, they're all copyright Dom Thomas Productions LLC.
LLC.
It's a limited
You're
liability.
a limited liability.
I actually do have a published. Yeah, that's it. That's
There you go.
Yeah, that's my company.
Yeah.
So that's all copyright, even though it's not, but it is.
Okay, so now that that's done, this was brought up to me by Mike Reynolds, who's been on the show before, and I think it merits. What is the one song you get the most annoyed with at Christmas time?
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
That's the best song.
All I want for
He
Christmas
tells
is you.
tell the world, Dom, because they
That
love it.
or the Drummer Boy. Those
Oh,
are my
really?
two.
Okay. Because I agreed with him when he said this, and it was the Paul McCartney's "Simply Having a
That's
Wonderful
the greatest
Christmas."
song ever.
But you will hear that non-stop from the start to finish.
I'm blanking on that one right now.
Simply having
Oh,
a
God.
wonderful Christmas time.
time.
God damn it, I do know all of these Christmas songs.
I don't get bored.
That's
I don't care. I don't get upset with any of them.
I
don't
like
really
literally.
listen. Do you listen
The
to
only
them?
thing is like Mariah Carey's voice is just annoying as balls to me.
Because she's killing it. Don't be jelly.
No. It's not that I'm jelly. It's annoying. I don't even.
It's been like the best-selling Christmas song
For years, yeah.
Since it came out.
Since they
But
she
I
came
hear
out
it
with
What
way
is
too
that
much.
song? What is that?
All I
What's the
Want
title
for
of that
Christmas Is
one?
You.
All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Yeah.
Okay. Forget the Paul
What a
McCartney one.
succubus.
That could be a really
Do
great
that
quarter.
one, but it can't be a romantic movie.
Oh, it could be a fucking
It's a psychopath.
psychopath.
Yeah, it could be like
quarter.
Phantom of the Opera. Like,
I like how we're just
crazy.
doing horror.
This is my mind.
Yeah. all they want is
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
yeah, crazy. You know, Samuel L. Jackson. Like in the same outfit that he was in. What is that? Black Snake Moan. He's like that. Yeah, he's
dirty wife
he's
beater.
the dirty wife beater guy sitting down and.
Just him in a rocking chair singing that to Christina Ricci.
every time.
It's the sequel. It's on a very special Black Snake moan. You know,
Black
if it ever
Snake's
comes to
still
series. Oh.
And he's just sick of this shit. That's pretty much the premise of the movie. He's sick of this shit, and all he wants is a hot piece of ass.
Is that what that movie's about?
I don't think that's what that movie's about.
No,
at
that's
all.
not what that. I'm talking about this movie. The movie
Oh,
we're
okay.
creating.
Three Wise Radio.
You're just. I wasn't sure of any of the.
Actually, this is something that you guys got good heart. As usual, we end every episode with What's Piquing Your Interest, where we just say what's piquing our interest. In the state of all fairness, I believe we should start with Garret, because we usually do, and I don't want to deprive him of going first.
Well, thank you, Dad.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's piquing my interest? There's a beer that's brewed here in Chicago called Dino S'mores. It's from Off Color Brewery. I've been searching for this for weeks because I found out recently it's a seasonal beer. So that search has been fruitless up until just recently. Went to a bar over in Logan Square area, and they had it on draft there. They had just tapped it that day, and it's heaven.
Delightful.
It's delightful. It's a 10.5% beer.
It's like a marshmallow stout, isn't it?
It's a chocolate marshmallow stout is what it is. It's so good. It's one of those beers that you like don't realize how much alcohol is in it until you've gotten like 4 deep, and it's just like, oh shit, I'm drunk now.
We should also preface that you have money if you're 4 deep.
Not a cheap beer.
No, not a cheap
No.
beer at all.
From what I understand, you guys tried it.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I've never had it.
Oh,
You had it.
No, I didn't.
I bought it.
What?
Dino S'mores. I bought the 4-pack, and you had one.
Is good. I thought that was a different one.
No, that's what it was. It was the sweet one, like the chocolatey sweet one that you had.
No idea.
I was wondering how you were going to react to it because I remember you
Debatable.
said you don't like dark beers.
Debatable that you had it, or debatable that it was chocolate and sweet?
That I had it.
No, you had it. You stood right there. That's why you gave me the Goodwood.
No, that was because I had your Kentucky.
No, I know. No,
Kentucky Bourbon Ale's good too.
it is the old-fashioned kind. But no, you drank one. Are you kidding me? I should have filmed you. Are you?
You should film me more often.
Oh my God.
Is that an invitation?
All right.
Challenge.
You really did have one.
Sam?
Who's to say?
What's piquing your interest in?
Piquing my interest. Childish Gambino came out with a new album. Awaken My
Childish
Love.
Gambino.
It's good. I like it. I think I'll enjoy it more the more I listen to it. But it still doesn't hold a candle to his original. Camp was my favorite. One of my
Is
one
it
of my
better
favorites.
than 3005, whatever the last
That
one
was just the song.
That was
the
because
last
the internet?
album, but
Because of the
because
internet.
I didn't like that
still,
one.
Still too early to say. Most of
Okay.
the songs, his first few releases from that album, took me like 5 or 6 listens to really start grooving on.
It's totally different. That's
It's
the thing.
yeah, it's
It's an R&B 70s kind of
it's got some
groovy
funk
album.
to it. Yeah.
And that's something I love, and that's something I appreciate. Like if I find an artist that can do this, I appreciate them so much more. But somebody that's able to change up their style each time they release an album.
Mm-hmm.
That way, like they are constantly pushing the boundaries of like what they're capable of doing, and they're not afraid to like try something new and just make a whole album out
When
of
he
it.
put that Redbone out, it was just like, oh,
It's
man.
something.
Get right. I was like, oh snap!
I enjoy it,
It's
but
hot,
I do
dude.
miss the kind of the nerd rap from.
Oh yeah,
Camp.
I want him to spit
was-
some. Yeah.
Dom, what's piquing your interest?
I got a couple. I'm like musically, it's kind of. He said that, and I was like, oh, I'm just listening to the new John Legend album right now, which is fantastic. I'm loving that. But
Did somebody else come out with a new album just recently? too?
John Legend and J. Cole just came out with
Yep,
one.
that was-
And,
J. Cole didn't come out with an album. He just dropped a single.
Oh, it was just
the
single,
album's not out
they're
yet.
they're talking about that. And John Mayer put out an album. There was a couple albums that came out. Yeah. But that
The
is
Weeknd.
what I was. Literally a Weekend. Yeah, Starboy. But thing that's getting me most, I mean, I'm always thinking sports. Matt Holliday's going to the Yankees. That kind of
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of stung a little bit. I was like,
Was it? Because you knew
well, I mean,
it was for him.
because like I mean, it's good for him. Yeah, I'm happy. He's 13 million. You can't be upset, but it's like, just it sucks. It sucked seeing him come out and get that hit, and us having like we knowing he's gonna leave, and he's gone now. So
He's gonna look weird in the
officially gone.
pinstripes.
Yeah, so
I don't think
that's
so.
all.
I think it'll
It's just
fit
it's
him.
piquing my interest because that's the first thing I thought of. As soon as she was like peeking, I was like, oh my god, that's the first thing I saw this morning. Like on my phone, like Yankees, 13 million.
For 1 year though, right?
Yeah,
It was
1
probably
year.
his last year, maybe.
Probably.
It's not a bad swan
And
song
as good
paycheck.
as he was with the Cardinals, he was never the player he was when he was MVP with the
Rockies,
Rockies.
yeah, that's true.
He was never that player.
No, but
again.
he was a big part of our community. And,
Sure.
And I will always remember him as a great Cardinal.
Sure, he's got a
And
big head.
He had a huge head and huge forearms. Oh my gracious! I want those forearms, them triceps.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a great person, and St. Louis loves him, and we wish him the best. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
As we broadcast from Chicago.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Joe, what about you? What's got your interest?
So those that know me know about 10 years ago, roughly, a little bit past that. No, yeah, about 10 years ago, I had 2 favorite shows, and I still have 2 favorite shows, kind of.
Can I guess real quick?
Tell me more.
Yes.
Buffy and The Simpsons.
No.
Those are his other 2 favorites.
I have a lot of favorite shows, but
Because like, I was gonna say
shows.
Supernatural. I was like,
Yes.
oh yeah, I was gonna say Supernatural.
Supernatural and what else?
Well, Family Guy.
No, it's another
Oh,
CW
South Park,
show.
South Park.
No, it's another CW show.
Oh
What do I own every season of?
Supernatural. Or no,
no,
so-
I said that Supernatural
fuck.
and
Smallville.
Exactly.
Smallville. Yeah.
So
great idea.
there was a news report that came out from a writer for Supernatural, and the episode got pitched, but they couldn't nail down Tom Welling to do it. There was
No
going to be
way.
a Supernatural Smallville crossover where the Superman curse was a like ghost form, and it was very real. And the 2 brothers find out that Tom Welling is next on the curse, and they go to the set of Smallville to try and stop the Superman curse from happening to Tom Welling.
So it
Tom
would've been
Welling
a super-
himself or
Tom Welling
So
himself
it would have been a
playing
supernatural
himself.
episode.
Exactly. With Tom Welling playing himself
playing
from Smallville.
Got you.
Yup.
This
Why
would
does
have been
this show still
glorious.
exist? That's all I have to say.
For reasons like
Because
this.
of that.
Supernatural is the worst.
Because there's very few shows, and I'll admit, I haven't watched the last couple seasons. But I'm going to, because I need to see that series finale whenever it airs. But it exists because you will never find a show as self-aware as this show.
And
They've
not
gone
cheeky
to,
about it.
Exactly. They've gone to their own con before to fight a demon. Like, there is a supernatural con in the supernatural universe that they've
Because they're a
gone
book series.
to.
Best-selling
Exactly.
book series.
Yep.
Sexy book series.
Sexy book series. I mean, what do you always say, Sam? It's sexy X-Files, right?
That is exactly what that show was. Now it's just something else entirely. You're right though. It's the perfect mix of we know exactly what this is, but we'll take 2 episodes out of the year to make sure that people remember, like, don't worry guys, we know what this is. And the rest of the time it's still serious.
Yeah, because their 200th episode was they discovered a musical about themselves done by children or something
High school
like that.
kids.
Yeah.
Or college kids, something like that.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's a ridiculous thing. Which brings us to the closing of this episode, but I guess that means I don't even have a good segue for this one.
That was weak.
I know.
If you want to make a musical about us,
There you go.
I think I've done that before. Not made a musical about us, but I think I've done that segue before.
What if Joe?
If you wanna make a
has,
musical
a
about
full
us?
musical
Yeah, I
written
feel
out
like there's
about
like it's
us?
been
That'd
done.
be crazy.
If you
if
feel
you
like
want
it's
us to go on forever,
oh, there you go. There's many different
better at
ways
this
you
than
can.
you.
Now you are. Took a while. There's many different ways you can contact us and tell us. You can email us at 3wiseradio@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at 3wiseradio or hashtag 3wiseradio. Find us on Instagram at 3wiseradio or on Facebook at 3wisemedia. Our sister podcast is Movie Versus, which comes out every Thursday. Not quite sure what they're doing, but I mean this week. Like normally we know.
so I don't like to announce because sometimes one of the members knows and won't spoil it for the other. Spoil it, so I know what's coming and it's gonna be good.
Okay, you heard it here first. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week when we review Office Christmas Party and take a look at the Gooshiest.
What?
Gushiest?
Gushiest.
What are you saying?
Gooshiest.
You know what? Let's leave it at that. The Gooshiest.
Christmas episodes possibly of all time.
Three Wise Radio is a production of 3 Wise Media. For more information, check us out on Facebook.